In my systemic work with schools, before we deliver professional learning, we design it based on what we see in the classrooms. And we focus first on our core instruction, our foundation. And then we build from there, just like a house. The house, you build the foundation first, and then you build along. Thumbs up if you follow what I'm saying. And in my 20 years of visiting classrooms and looking at countless data collections, these are the 5 things that I have found make a confident teacher. Number 1 is to plan or map relevant standards-aligned evidence-based lessons. Whether a teacher is using scripted resources or whether he or she has to design their own lesson plans using AI, that's a little joke. No matter what type of lesson plan they're using, we should be able to, on a daily basis, map an evidence-based lesson that is student-centered for who's in our classroom. Number 2, the promotion of literacy and numeracy skills. Now, I'm going to make a statement that's not very popular in some places, but I'm your guest, so you have to be nice to me. Every teacher needs to be a literacy teacher. Every teacher. Now, that doesn't mean if we don't teach ELA, we now have to start assessing reading and writing. Doesn't mean that. But it does mean that every teacher should do these 3 things. Here are the big ones. Number 1, have young people use the correct grammar. Number 2, sentence structure. And number 3, cite the sources. Can we do this if we don't teach ELA? That's it. 3 very simple things. And the same thing goes for math. We make logical connections to numeracy in our curriculum where it makes sense. How do we do that? We help them with some basic calculations, representing and interpreting data, measurement and data analysis, and the relationships between numbers. You don't do it every lesson, but if it makes sense, we can bring it in. Who are my ELA folks? Please raise your right hand if you teach it. Okay. My ELA people, you can cover your ears. I'm preaching to the choir. But for everyone else, these are the 5 essential components of the science of reading. Every learner must develop phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and reading comprehension in all their classes according to their grade level. Okay, let's continue to number 3. To facilitate lessons using high-yielding strategies. If you think about it, numbers 1 and 2 pertain to the curriculum, what we teach. Number 2 is how we teach it. How we teach it. Ever hear of Dr. John Hattie? Of course. Dr. John Hattie once said in Visible Learning, any new initiative in schools that hasn't factored in engagement, and this goes for the adults too, is doomed to fail. To fail, because if people are not engaged, how are they going to learn? Now, some teachers, they like Marzano. Others like Visible Learning. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who we use. We need to know what we're doing and why we're doing it. It's very simple. Number 4, now to monitor student engagement and achievement. For example, when I'm teaching or I'm speaking, I'm looking to influence 2 things, engagement and achievement. If people are engaged, they're going to want to learn with me. Thumbs up if you follow what I'm saying. So how do we monitor that? Student engagement is monitored through surveys. You survey your kids. An exit ticket. Thumbs up, thumbs down. But this should be part of what we do. And then we monitor academic achievement. Whatever the metrics are that our school system has set, that's one way. Our quizzes. I like to use, for every summative assessment, I like to use 2 formal checks for understanding, 2 formative checks. I like to do that so in my lesson, in my unit plan, I can stop and address what needs to be taught. And then lastly, Oh, and I do want to say this. If you look at the literature, there's a very strong correlation between engagement and achievement. They go hand in hand, so we can't do one without the other. If you notice, in the beginning of the keynote, I got you engaged, right? But now I'm kind of in professor mode. Now I'm teaching. They go hand in hand. And the last one is to monitor our impact on learning. I believe this, y'all. Every teacher, including me, needs to become very comfortable getting feedback from students and trusted, keyword is trusted, colleagues about our teaching. That's a very important thing. And here's the thing. These 5 things, they comprise core instruction. And the only way I can explain it is this. Who here knows about their core in fitness? Raise your hand if you know about your core. Your core in fitness is your lower back and your stomach muscles. Well, here's the thing. If your core is weak in fitness and you try to lift heavy weights, you're going to get hurt. But if your core is developed first and you start light, you start to build your self-efficacy. Self-efficacy means I feel confident I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Then after a while, overall confidence comes. Then I can be innovative and do PBL and use artificial intelligence without the kids is using it to get the answers. And the same thing goes in the classroom. We build our core. Over 20 years of looking at these data collections and working with teams. And Rutledge has actually put my case study into their upcoming professional learning book, work I've done in Arizona. These are the 5 essential building blocks of effective core instruction. Any sports fans? I wore the red, white, and blue thinking we were going to win. Anybody from New York? You know, the Knicks. Okay, sorry. I just had to take it out. Anyone who loves sports knows you need a playbook. Now, some of my districts that I work with, they accept this as is, they like it, and they make it their instructional model. Others say, George, we have a model, but we're going to adapt and tweak this and make it our own. Now, this article is also in the parking lot. It's called the 5 Key Building Blocks of Effective Core Instruction. Now, here's what you can do with this. Again, this could be one of your future professional learnings, or this is something you could do on your own. But you read the article, and you reflect on the building blocks. And then you self-assess. What's one thing I excel at for each, and what's one thing I have to improve in the other. And this goes for the administrators, even central office, even at the State Department. If we're supporting teachers, don't forget, our license says that we're teachers too. So we need to understand. Before moving forward, I want to hear from one person your thoughts on the framework.